Good afternoon, everyone. It's Beth Kozik from Elegant Greetings, and it is Saturday at noon, so it is time once again for our catalog Copycat cards. I'm so grateful that you're here with me today. I've been away for over 3 weeks, actually, and it feels really good to be back. I had a retreat on November 6th and subsequently became ill after that, so I was sick for about 10 days. And I'm still battling some of the lingering effects, one of which is my voice is not quite back to normal here, but I'm trying to get through it and just very grateful that it wasn't any worse than it was. So again, I'm really happy that you're here with me. I'm still trying to get myself back on track, but yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm really happy to be here to give away our project from last time, and it was this really pretty card that we made with Pool Party. We used the Daisy Lane bundle, so it has all these beautiful stamps. There's two sizes of the daisy itself, and then there is a coordinating punch. So we used the fern stamp to make our own designer paper with these beautiful colors. And then we stamped and we punched out the daisies, added some embellishments and a pretty sentiment. And there we go. A really, really pretty card. I just love how the effect of how that all turned out. So thank you all for commenting on Facebook and YouTube. I really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and select our winner of the project. And our winner this time is Kristen. So thank you, Kristen, for watching as always. I really appreciate it. And I just need to ask a favor of everyone. If you would, please go to a search on Facebook and type in Elegant Greetings LLC, which is my Facebook page. So that is my business page. I'm really looking for more people to follow me on there and to get more exposure. So if you would go there and like the page, so you'll become a part of it. And that way, when my weekly catalog copycat cards video is shown there or posted, it can be shared. So that is a really great way for me to get more exposure. So if you like my videos and you share them, I'm going to send you a free card just as a little thank you for doing that, okay? So if you have any questions, be sure to let me know, but that is greatly appreciated if you could help me that way. All right, so today we're in our mini catalog, which runs through early June. So we still have lots of goodness in here to play with. And the project that we're going to work with, the products I should say, are on pages 12 and 13. And it is the Merry Snowflake Bundle. And this stamp set and coordinating die set it's only $49.50, so there's always a 10% discount when the two products are purchased together. And it has all these really pretty sentiments and, of course, the snowflake stamps. This is fun here. It's kind of like what the wind, I think, would look like, just kind of a flourish. And then the dies are, again, the showstoppers. So there are 14 in the package, and they look like this. This one is really fun because it doesn't do any cutting. It simply embosses all of these fun snowflakes right onto the cardstock. And then there are all these other ones that I'm going to show you how they work together. There are outline stitched shapes as well as the interior part of the snowflake, which can go inside. So I'm going to show you how all of that works. And then this is what the stamp set looks like. It's got 8 stamps in it, and it is a red rubber stamp, and it's called Merry Snowflakes. Okay, so let's get started on our project, which is this one here on page 12. And I was drawn to the blue, so this is a Pool Party cardstock and ink. And we're just going to make this really simple card. It involves some die cutting, so the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine would be required. And I'm going to change mine up just a little bit from what I see there because I don't have one aspect of the card that they use. So I'm just going to do my own thing, which of course is always fine to do and to improvise and use what we have if we don't have exactly what's shown. So I'm going to keep my catalog here on the side so I can follow along. Now the products we're going to use, of course, are the dies. So the first part we're going to do is to use these 3 outline, let's see, where is my third one? My third one is missing. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Okay, it was with the other. All right, so the fun part about these dies is that they make the cut, but they also leave behind a little bit of stitching in the cardstock. So I will show you that in just one second, what the effect is. So it's really, really interesting how we can layer these together and after the cutouts are made. So we're going to do that as the cutouts, and then we are going to use several of the snowflakes and actually cut them out from the cardstock. I think we have to use 5 or 6 of them. So these are all the ones that we are going to use to actually cut out the snowflakes in the same exact color of the cardstock. So let's start with our stamping. And well, first of all, we need our pool party cardstock. So our base is 8.5 by 5.5 and then scored at 4 1/4. And then we need another layer, same color, pool party, and that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then we need a scrap of white that we're going to use for our sentiment. And then we are going to also need some scraps of the pool party cardstock to cut out the snowflakes. So let's begin with punching out our sentiment. This is the everyday label. This, I didn't have the exact punch or die that they used in the sample in the catalog. So I'm just going to use a punch that's similar that I have. And then our sentiment is here. It says, "May the happiness of family, the joys of friendship, and the warmth of love surround you this season." And we're just going to use some Memento ink and then add that right to our punch out. So just up and down. Just give it a little press. There we go. It's a very pretty sentiment. So I'll set that aside for a moment. And then on our layer, our first layer, the top of our card, we are going to do a little bit of stamping. So I'm going to put down my scrap paper here because I'm going to do a little bit of stamping off of the card. And I have pool party ink ready. And then here is that pretty flourish. I don't know what you call it. Kind of looks like what the wind would be. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. So I'm going to stamp. I'm going to follow what they did in the catalog. And I'm just going to add a few of these onto the card using the same color ink on the same color cardstock. So it's real pretty. It gives just a monochromatic kind of a look to this card. And I'm going to rotate my stamp so I get a little bit of a different image here and there. And then I think there's one more up at the top here, like that. And then a couple here on the side. This one is this way. And then one more here. There we go. Very cute. All right, so our stamping is done. Now on this piece of paper, on this cardstock layer, we are going to use our dies. So I went ahead and did this ahead of time, but just to show you the process, there are 3 dies that are used, and they are just about in these 3 positions here. And we're using this outline die. So I went ahead and cut those already. So this is how those look when they're finished. So can you see how it leaves behind that little bit of stitching around, which is really fun. I love how that looks. So there's our next step. And then I already die cut all of the other snowflakes. So I'll bring those in here. Okay, so here are those. And then there's another one. And then the 3 solid images we're also going to use, and I'll show you what we're going to do with those. So those are just the actual die cuts, and they don't have the stitching on them. They just are cut. Okay, so those were cut from this layer, and we're going to use those as well. All right, and then it looks like they added a little bit of color to all of the snowflakes that are going to be placed on the top layer. So what I did is I brought in my dauber. These are our sponge daubers. I think they come in a 5-pack. And I have a bunch, and this is how I store mine. So they can be stored in any container, and you can see I have one dedicated to each color family. So purple, a red, orange, and blue, and so on. So daubers are really an easy way to add some color to any project. And I'm going to bring the pool party back in. Now I've done a few of these already. You can kind of see I've just added a little bit to give them a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to add some color to this one. And to use the dauber, you just pop it out to your finger and then dab it into the ink pad. And then simply press it onto the cardstock. So you can see how that adds the color. Gives a nice depth to it. And when this is placed up against the other cardstock layer, it's just going to make it really pop. So there, we can do this as dark as we want. We would just keep adding to it. So that's very pretty. Okay, and I've already done the others. Oh, I forgot to do this one, so I'll add a little bit to that as well. Very simple. Could do a variety of colors on this too, which would be kind of fun to add a little bit more interest to it. Okay, that looks good. All right, and now I'm going to add all of the snowflakes to the layer. Although first, I think we need to put this onto our card base. So I'm going to bring out my green glue, my Tombow glue, and this is just going to be glued down flat. So put a little bit along the edge. We don't want to use too much and have it squish out, but get a little bit close to the edge. We don't need a lot. It's a very strong glue. I feel like I'm so out of practice. I haven't done much in the past 3 weeks, so bear with me here. All right, and now this is going to be placed right onto our card front, and I cut it just a 1/8 of an inch smaller than the card itself, so it has a little bit of a border. Okay, there, so we can still see all of that pretty stitching. And now I'm going to add the cutout. So because we put this onto the card base, we have something that we can use our dimensionals and place those right onto the front of the card. So I'm just going to bring in a few of these dimensionals. Probably just need one there. I'll put 3 on this big one here. All right, and then these are going to get layered right over the cutout. There we go. Isn't that fun? So it gives it a little bit of dimension. We still can see all of that pretty stitching that we put onto that first layer. And this one, there we go. Now this snowflake set is really pretty, of course, for the holidays, but it can also be used all winter long, which is really nice. It could be for thank you or a thinking of you or a birthday. A lot of people have a winter birthday. So very, very versatile. All right, now I'm going to just add these snowflakes. Put a little bit of glue on the tips here. And I love the green glue because we can just put a teeny little bit where we need it. Okay, and then this one goes up in the top corner. See how that adding just that little bit of color with the dauber gives that some dimension. I'll let that dry. And then this one is the coordinating die that goes over this one. So we'll give that a little bit of glue. Okay, so that one goes like this. Very cute. And then this one is going to go, this one fits right over this one, I think. Yes. So add a little glue here. Okay, I love how they layer right over exactly. Isn't that fun? All right, and then this one is going over this pop-up. Look how pretty. So these, of course, can be cut out of cardstock. Vellum would be really cool to have them be like clear and kind of looking like a little bit of ice. That's always fun to do with a snowflake. We can use foil paper. We can use glimmer paper. Lots of choices. And again, really versatile. And then this one goes down like this. There we go. Okay, look how pretty that is. And then our last step is to add a little bit of cording. So we have our gold and our silver. And I think I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use, but I think I'm going to use the silver. The gold is what they used in the catalog. And then we're just going to take a layer. I'm going to put some seal, a little bit of our Stampin' Seal right here in the middle. And that's what I'm going to stick the cording onto. And we're just going to kind of make a couple of random loops like this. Get that to lay straight. And the seal is really nice because that's going to hold that cording in place. Just pressing it right on. There, that looks good. And then I'll snip off. And then we just need to add on our sentiment. So I think I'll use some dimensionals for that as well, which of course I've misplaced. Here they are. All right. Okay, and then this tag will help to hold down that cording as well. There we go. All right. I really like this card a lot. It's so pretty. And then our last step is just to use our bone folder and secure down that crease. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Show you the catalog. Okay, so there is the catalog version, and there's my version. So I've deviated a little bit. I wasn't real thrilled with that designer paper that they had placed behind. It's kind of like a gingham check kind of a look with gray and white. So I just did mine without. But I love the look of how these are popped up. I love the stitching that it leaves behind. Such a pretty card. Let me show you some other ideas that were made with this bundle. So again, very traditional, snowy, snowflake kind of a card. So it'll be a really pretty holiday card. These were cut from the silver foil paper, and then some of our opal gems were added on top of there. Isn't that pretty? And then here's one that's made with some glimmer paper. So again, the dies will definitely cut out that thickness of paper. Here's one that's made with foil paper. So again, a really pretty holiday card. And then here is one that's made with, again, some silver paper. Very pretty. And that's layered with the snowflake, the other snowflakes that we have. The, I forget what they're called, but they're also available in our mini catalog. And then here's another one, just simply cut out of blue cardstock. So very much holidays. winter, and this one is a thank you, so super versatile for all different occasions. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my card today. Just a little bit of housekeeping. We do have our Start with Savings joining special that Stampin' Up! Is offering through Tuesday, November 30th. I've never seen the price so low. So for just $75 to join, a new demonstrator can select $125 worth of any product whatsoever that he or she likes from any catalog that we have currently. And it includes free shipping and also a free paper pumpkin kit. So it is a really great deal. I hope anybody who's interested might take advantage of this during November. I would love to welcome you to my team. We have a really nice time. We do a monthly meeting. We do a monthly team card swap. We're having our holiday gathering coming up in December, so I'm going to be able to treat everybody to a special evening together, and it's just a really fun group. Plus, there is, of course, the discount that Stampin' Up! Offers to all demonstrators and so many other perks. So if it's something that you might be interested, just let me know, and I hope you will consider. So again, thank you for joining me, and I'm glad to be on track here and with you again. So if you like this card and would like a chance at winning it, please do leave a comment on YouTube and Facebook and let me know what you think. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.